Let's try to kill him and see what comes out of his dreams. Listen, the devil's attacks are only chained dogs. They will only push you in the right direction. But there is always a Reuben to intercede on your behalf. Don't kill him. Our Father, it will break the heart of our Father. Wow. There's always one who is interceding for you. I like that. So now he's in Potiphar's house, and that's where he's trained to become a steward. You realize that those dreams he had where he saw the whole world come and bow down before him and acknowledge his authority, those dreams could never have come true if he had not been in Potiphar's house. He was a captive, right? He was under pressure, he was strained, he was tied up. But yet, that's where he received his training, David. Some of us, we think, man, there's no way out. We are stuck forever in this position. But you know what? You're here tonight. Matthew, you're here tonight. All of you are here tonight. Your story is long and wild. The devil couldn't kill your dreams. And I think now you're closer than you've been ever before. You hear me? The devil tried to kill her. She almost died in an accident in Africa. She has a long, crazy story. All of you have a story, have a season of stewardship, of tests and trials and temptations from the wives of Potiphar's in your life. Magnus, my own son, 4 months ago, he came here more dead than alive. But you know, you can't be more dead than alive. Either you're dead or you're alive.
Yes.
You're not half dead. There's no such thing. If there is breath, you're alive. Now, why do you think God allowed 3 years for him in Vegas? Why do you think God allowed all these years? You know what? They were chained dogs, chasing him back right here to this house, where God is now restoring him and giving him what he's intended to receive from the beginning. You hear me? Guys, don't let the devil think he can destroy your dreams. Don't. He cannot. Sometimes your dreams can be as far away as you think, there is no way that I'm ever going to experience this. But listen, you cannot skip the way. There is only one way to your dreams, to your palace position, and that is through submission. It is through perseverance, and it's through testings and trials in life. I mean, people think, I've heard people say, I don't want to follow God because it's way too hard. Have you ever tried to follow the devil? Come on. God's path is a beautiful path, and it's easy and it's light, you know, compared to serving the devil. I served him. I have absolutely no need to go back. Magnus, he said in the car driving in here today, my boss, he loves cigars, and I miss it a little bit to smoke a cigar. And I said to Magnus, I miss that too. He said, Dad, you miss smoking cigars? Oh yeah, I do. I loved smoking cigars in the sunset, yeah. Sitting on the Amazon River smoking tobacco, oh man, I have good memories. But you know, that's just a lie. Because what do I remember more than that? All the years of being under. All the years of being under the devil's thumb. He held me down, believing my whole life that I was nothing, I would never become anything. Do you know, guys, that I didn't open the Bible till I was 28. 28 years old was like the first time I opened the Bible. Karen Heavygod, she was the one praying in our house. I was never praying. I was never doing nothing but bad stuff. Yeah. Maybe not all the time. But you know what? The dreams that God put in me when I was a child, they couldn't be quenched. They couldn't be destroyed. I was many times in danger. I've been in the Amazon jungle, guys, where I was running for my life. I've been running from hippos. I've been running from gangsters. I've been running from mercenaries. I've been running from all kinds of things. I have people shooting over my head. I've been dropping on the floor in Peru during almost civil war, guys. Oh, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff over the years. But the devil couldn't kill me because the dreams that God had put in me, they had to come true. So do you understand what I'm saying about Potiphar's house? That's free education. Maybe you are under yoke, but it's free education, Israel. And you think you are under oppression. You're not. It's free education. it actually brings the best of you out right there. Guys, the secret is submission. The secret to God's growth in your life is that you submit to His word, but also to those that God has set over you. Can you imagine? Joseph would have said, Potiphar, you can buy me, but I ain't owned by you. He didn't do that. You know what he did? He served with all of his heart and all his energy. And at one time, remember, the wife, she tries to destroy him, and he gets put in prison, right? In prison, he meets the guy, the baker, and he meets the one who serves the wine for the Pharaoh, and they both have a dream. And Joseph is the dream teller, right? So they find out that he can actually interpret their dreams. And Joseph says, what's this? Joseph says to the guys, when this dream comes true, he says that to the man who serves the wine before Pharaoh. That man, the other baker, he's the baker who was going to lose his head. He was going to be hung up 3 days later. But he says to the guy that he knew would live in the presence of Pharaoh, he said to him, please, when you meet Pharaoh in 3 days, remember to tell him who told you that you were going to be reinstated in what you came from. And you know what? The Bible says it took 2 years from that day. When Pharaoh had a horrible dream, actually 2 of them, and then Pharaoh says, is there anybody who can tell me this dream? And you know what? The wine servant before the king, Pharaoh, said like this, forgive me. There is somebody. I forgot. That was 2 years later. But you know what that tells me? That sometimes we can actually try to pressure our way out of our prison. But you don't understand. If you are faithful under captivity, you will be faithful in full freedom. It's in captivity you become a steward. It's in captivity that you learn how to administrate. It's under submission when you think everything is wrong. Hey, that's where you are being prepared one day to be instated in your dreams. How in the whole world would the whole world come and bow before Joseph? Impossible. We are good?
We're good.
The food is here? I love it, guys. I love it. Watch this. I'm finishing now. Joseph tries in the prison to tell the man who serves the wine before Pharaoh. He tries to tell him, put a word in for me. Sometimes we wish we could come out of our process before time. But you don't want to abort your process before time, because then you won't make it in God's timing. And I want to tell you about God's timing for your lives.
Amen.
We need to catch God's timing. We need to live expectant, and not do things in our own strength. Have your dreams fit and ready, but let God decide when you are ready to enter into the palace. It is incredible, right? That he actually goes into the palace, and then he tells Pharaoh his dream 2 years later. That was on a Monday morning, and Joseph woke up like he did the other days, and he was cleaning the toilets of all the other prisoners because he was serving them all, right? And Joseph woke up on a bad Monday morning, and all of a sudden he's told, you got to shave right now, and you got this clothes, put these clothes on. He's like, what the heck going on? It's a Monday morning, where he's just doing what he was supposed to do. It was just another day. But you know what? The dream that God had put in him, it had to come out at one point. And now it was God's time on a Monday morning when he had not expected anything from anybody. First thing he's put aside, he said, you know what? You got to shave right now, take a bath, here's new clothes. And Joseph doesn't even know what's going on. He's shaving, he's putting new clothes on, and then they pull him right in front of Pharaoh, the biggest man in the whole world. From being in the prison under the palace to be lifted up in front of Pharaoh. Do you know that the same day when he interprets the dream, he says like this? Do you know what Pharaoh says? It's pretty powerful. You got to read it. He says, okay, I believe we're going to have 7 years of riches in Egypt and 7 years of famine. Find somebody that can be put in charge here. And then he looks around. Nobody. Then he turns around and he looks at Joseph. Well, then it's going to be you. The Bible actually says, he said, look around. Find me somebody. There was nobody who could be set in charge of a vision that big.
Wow.
That was a 14-year plan, yeah? 7 years of great riches and 7 years of great famine. And after 14 years, the whole of Egypt had sold themselves to Pharaoh. Pharaoh owned all the land, all the beasts, everything because of. And you know, when finally his family comes, it's a beautiful story, man. I cry every time. The brothers that are coming from Israel, they're coming because there's a famine in Israel, and they don't know that the man, the king of Egypt, is Joseph, their brother. So they come there, they bow down, and Joseph realizes these are my brothers. And he sits and he eats separate for them because Jews were not allowed to eat. The Egyptians did not eat together with the Jews. And he's sitting there, he's almost vomiting in his food. He's almost in his food because he realized his brothers are sitting over there. He hadn't seen them for so many years. And then you know the story how he actually takes one of the brothers and he says, "You guys stole from me." He does a trick. He puts the money that they paid for the grain, and he puts it in the sack. And then he sends his secretary after him, and they find the money. And they said, "Oh, have you stolen from my master?" And they keep the one brother, Simeon, in Egypt, and they go back. And the father, was that Simeon?
Benjamin, the youngest.
Well, we don't have to discuss this. You know that. You just want to discuss. That's what you want, right? You had so many sons. How in the whole world do I remember which one it is? Benjamin. Listen to this. I'm almost done. They go back, and Jacob says, "Where is my son?" And they say, "Well, this man in Egypt, the king of Egypt, he took our son. Somehow the money got put in our backpacks, and all of a sudden, and he kept them, and he's in prison, and we got to bring the youngest one. We got to bring him back." What was the name of the youngest one then?
Benjamin.
Yeah, but who was the one he kept first time?
Benjamin.
No, whoa. We're talking about two sons here. When they first time come, they have to leave one behind. That's Simeon. Maybe it wasn't bad then either, huh? You can't prove it. Look it up and now.
I will.
But he says, "I have a Benjamin. Our father has another one. That's the Benjamin, right?" And he says, "Bring him." And the father says, "Never. I already lost Joseph. I'm not going to bring Benjamin too." Was his name Simeon? David? I know you're testing me over there. 37 Genesis, 37, 8, 9, 10, 40. What's this? So, when they are dying in Israel, the father says, "Go to Egypt." And they said, "We can't go. Without bringing our youngest brother, we cannot go." And at the end, the hunger is so bad that the father says, "Okay." And Judah says, "I'm going to die. My sons will die." Reuben says the same. "My sons will die. If Benjamin doesn't come back, my sons they can die on his behalf," right? So they come down to Egypt, and Joseph sees his brothers, and he sees the youngest one. And the Bible says he had to walk out of the house, out of the throne room, and he broke in tears. He cried so loud that his people were thinking by themselves, "What is going on here?" And you know what? Then he invites the brothers to his own house. They still don't know who he is. And he sits down and he says, "It's me." And he's crying so loud that the Egyptians are wondering what's going on. And the brothers, they're in shock because they sold him off like 20 years before or many years before. And now they see their own brother. He's the mightiest man in the whole world. All of a sudden, those dreams that they tried to kill were manifested right in front of them. Were they not the brothers that were throwing themselves before King Pharaoh, before the king? And that was the same brothers who said, "Let's try to kill him. Let's see what comes out of his dreams." I want to encourage you, Powerhouse people. Don't lose your dreams.